All right. Good evening once again. I hope we are all good. So let me share my screen. So I believe my screen should be visible now as it is. Right. This is where we were yesterday. So I remember we went through the overview of Excel and then simple data inputting or data entering. And then we went through uh, cell referencing. We went through simple formulas, and then I think that is where we ended it up. And then we rubbed a little off of conditional formatting, which is where we are going to start for tonight. So, conditional formatting, like I was saying yesterday, is a kind of rule which helps you to, figure out some things based on some certain pattern, right? You set rule that okay, if something is this, that's the actual interpretation of condition or logic, right? If something is like this, then I want to see this. If something is like that, then I want to see that. That's actually the right expression to describe condition when something is conditional. If something happens, then I want to see something. So, like I said, all these other things, if you want to see top 10 or top 5 or top whatever, so all these ones, they are just automatically written conditions. You can just easily apply them. They are even, self-explanatory. Now we were working on total score yesterday. Now I'm going to start from there. So I'm just going to take us through some of the conditions and how they appear. So now if I'm going to apply this now, right? All these things will make us be able to at a glance. Yes, Mustafa, please, if you have something to say, just unmute and say it. Mustafa, okay. I think this is from Microsoft Teams. I'm not available for that. So sorry about that. It was a distraction. I put off notification. I don't know why I still got this notification. Do not disturb is on. Don't know. Maybe because this one was a call. So yes, like I was saying, I'm going to highlight this once again. And then conditional formatting will be able to make you visualize the data that you have in a particular column. Just at a glance, you can see instead of having to calculate which one is minimum, which one is maximum, and this, you can just use all this to visualize it. So let me describe. So as I am pointing at it, you can see this one is called data bar, right? You can see which one is more, you can see which one is less, right? You can just choose whatever color you want in that. This is gradient. Gradient means as it proceeds, the color will be fading. So if I pick this pink now, you can see that at the bottom, I mean, at the left side of it is dark, but as it proceeds, it becomes lighter. Unlike the color solid colors here that we have, they are the same. So this one will be able to allow you to just visualize the data at a glance. You can figure out which one is the maximum, which one is the minimum, right? And the others. There are other things you can do here. We also have icon set direction. So this one will tell you actually this one now can allow you to set a threshold, or that is a kind of value in which the rule is going to follow. Like in this total score now, oh, let me clear this rule that is already there. Let me clear rule from there. So in this total score now, I can set a condition that if someone is below 40, I should have this arrow that is facing down because it is too low. If someone is above 50, then I should have this. But then if someone is in between 40 and 50, I should have this yellow. Of course, Excel will automatically, if you just choose any of these things, Excel will automatically assign the threshold for you, figures. This is for three uh conditions. This also for three, this is for four, and this is for five, right? So then again, we also have okay, yes, this I want to know top, bottom. I want to know top five that I have there. I'll just click on the top 10 or something. But then when I get there, I can adjust my number. I want to know the top five students in my class, right? I've adjusted it to five. Is it even big enough? Are you all seeing what I'm doing? Okay, thank you. So top five now, you can see as I was adjusting the number, the highlights was adjusting as well. Ordinarily, I'm supposed to just have five students highlighted, but because there are some students that have the same score, right? I have 45, 45, 45, and since they are having the same score, then we can't just rule them out, right? So that's why I have seven students instead of five. Then you can just click here to change the highlight color to whatever it is that you prefer. So what again? You can also use it to find bottom. You can also use it to find top 10% or top whatever percent or bottom whatever percent. So average, below average, you can set your rule entirely manually, right? By clicking more rules. So up, you can just do whatever it is you want to know. So the reason why this is not very much appreciated is because this data is a very small one. So we are still going to get to the point where we will be working with an actual data with thousands of rows, that you can't just look at it the way you look at this one and just get sense from it. So when you have that kind of data, you are going to need to create a dashboard, something like this, in order for you to be able to make sense out of the data. This is actually what this data is about. is from a loan company, one of these companies that people loan from. Aha. So this is what it is about. And then you just imagine your boss ask you to help him find out how many people have paid back their loan. And then this is the data for everyone, all the borrowers in that company. This is what 38,577. How are you going to start counting? Are you going to start counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Start counting how many people have paid back, right? You won't be able to do that. That is where the job of data analysis or data analyst comes in. And then when you can just convert such data into things like this that you can just look at and understand immediately, right? So let's continue. This is not why we are here, right? Then again, I want to, okay, format this table now in form. I want to, it just, everything just looks the same now. I can just format it, change the background of this to make it look like an actual data. I can apply border to everything, drop this down and say all borders so that yes, it will look well formatted and look nice. So I can also bolden this. Like I said yesterday, for those that have experience already, you should please have patience with us. Yes, there is something called um lookup in Excel. I don't know if anyone has heard about it before. Lookup. Yeah, let's see what it is. It's actually what before we get to lookup, I still have some formulas. Lookup is actually a formula as well, but I still have some other things that I need to show you before we get to lookup. Okay, like conditional statements. Conditional statement. Now I want to add grade to these students now. I want to add grade to them, right? It being I have like 1,000 or 2,000 students. Now I want to assign grades to them. This one, let me just name it addition. I think we added 20 to it yesterday, right? Okay, let me just say plus 20 plus 20, right? Oh, it will not allow me to do that. Let me just change that to text. Only this heading. Aha. Because that's the way it will allow me to put a sign in front of the digits. No, no, no. So now, assuming I have 1,000, 2,000 students and I want to add grades to them. No, so this thing, I really want to, all of them will be having A, B, 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 C, C, C. So I'll still continue using the total score. So there are two ways that I can do that to make it fast. So in fact, I can't even call them two ways. One is singular, the other one is used for plural. So it is called if function. If instead of looking at this and say, okay, 63 is B, 69, I type B. 45. So what if I now decide later to add this 20 to all of them? So this formula now will make it to adjust automatically. The grade will be able to adjust just the same way that this one now will adjust anytime I change this addition. So the grades as well will also be able to, because I'm using formula. Now let's try what I'm saying. There's a way to do it. It is called if function. So what I will tell Excel is that if equals if, right? Now you can see the intelligence trying to guide me, because nobody is a machine. So nobody is expecting you to be able to memorize all these things. But if you have a guide, so you'll be able to, it will prompt you to remember what you're supposed to do. Because by the time you have a lot of knowledge, sometimes you can be mixing them up with each other. But now I have logical tests here. So with Excel, when you are inputting a formula, the tick one will tell you that that is the next thing you should do. All these are still faint because I've not gotten to their part. So logical test now means I should input logic, means if something is happening. Anything that contains condition is also known as logic. So now I want to say if this cell here, right, is I want to say if it is greater than, okay, if it is less than or equal to 100, 100, that is the logical test. Logic is like a complete sentence. What I just typed there is F2 is less than or equal to 100, because 100 is the highest mark that anybody can have when it comes to grading. So if F2 is less than or equal to 100, my logic test is complete now. I'll say comma. Now value if true. That is, if this statement that I have here is true, what do I want Excel to show me? I'll say, hmm, wait, I'm sorry. Okay, let me not start from a compound something. So I will just start from the 63 that it is. If F2 is equals to 63, or let me say is greater than 60, greater than 60, right? Comma. And then if that statement is true, value if true, I want to see good. When you are inputting a text or a string into a formula, you put it inside a quotation mark. You quote it. Now I've entered what I want to see if this condition is true. And then, comma, value if false. If the condition is not true, then I want to see not good. Not good. right? Then this if statement is complete. I can close the bracket and just say enter. So my statement is if this F2 here is greater than 60, because the condition is true now, then I will have good. But had it been that it is not up to that, so let me reduce one of these so that it can be less than 60. Let me change this one to 5 now. So you can see that it has automatically changed to not good because F2 is no longer greater than 60, the way we used to have it. Now, that is how grading is done and made automatic. Now, I want to do the proper grading now. So I'll just so this if now that I just did now is for just a single statement, right? So I can drag the formula down to let it apply to the rest, right? This is the only one. Okay, this one is 69 is greater than 60, good. 79 is greater than 60, good. The rest are less than 60. You have not good. Now, I want to now do for proper grading. Now, what I will do is I'll clear this and say if F2, right, is okay, I think F is from 0 to 39. Yes. So I'll say if F2 is less than or equal to 100, then I want to see A, I want to see A, comma. Now I'm doing nested if. I've given because the if statement can only take one condition. So instead of giving it value if false now, I'll give it another if statement again, which is another if, right? If F2, that same F2 now, which is this, is what? Less than or equal to 69. 69, comma, I want to see B, B, comma, then value if false again. I'll give it another if statement again. I hope I'm not confusing anyone. If F2 is less than or equal to 59, then I'm still arriving at a point though. There's something I still want to arrive at after completing the. Then I want it to give me C, comma again. Then if another F2 is less than or equal to, okay, we are at C. D is what? D, I think D is 49, 45 to 49. 49, comma, give me G. I don't want to assign E for anybody, so anything below 40. Okay, let's just say okay. So comma, let's give it another one. If F2 is equal to um okay, if F2 is less than, let's give them E, is less than what? Less than or equal to what? 45. No, 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 44. 45 is still D. Then, comma, give them F. F. Now, how many brackets have we opened? We have opened 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I must close 5 brackets again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? If I drag down, I've gotten A now, right? Even though the condition is wrong. A is supposed to be from 70 to 100, right? That's why I said when I'm done with the formula, there's somewhere I'm getting to. You can see everything is just A, and A. Now that you know that something is wrong, so can anyone tell me what actually is wrong with this? Can anyone please tell me if you know? Okay, I'll take that as a no, that no one knows what is wrong. So, what is actually wrong here is that the computer generally, when you give a computer, when you give it a condition, it will first of all go through the first condition. It will go through the first condition. If that first condition is true, then it will never go to the next condition. It will never go to the next condition. But if the first condition is not true, then it will look through other conditions again. Now that my F2 is, I said if it is less than or equal to 100, it should give me A. And all the numbers here, they are all less than 100. So it will just continue giving me this A, and A. So what I can do is that I can reverse it in such a way that if it is greater than 45, give me D, or if it is less than or equal to 60, give me B, and so on and so forth. But why kid yourself? We don't really have a lot of time anymore. This is 35. Since you have a lot of conditions to give, looping through if, and if, right? Why not use the ifs now? This ifs function now, what it does is, instead of having to be looping and looping here and there, it will just, you just have to type the function just once, right? Now, what are the conditions? I will say total score if this, right, is less than, if this is less than 45, I want to see F. You can see that this one doesn't have value if false. You have logical test 1, value if true 1. Logical test 2, value if true 2. Now I'm done with the first logical test, and now this F is the what? Value if true for the first one, comma. The next thing is logical test 2. Then I will say the same thing is if F2 is what? Is greater than or equal to, sorry, or equal to 45, 45, then give me what? D. Okay. Then I can also say the same thing if that F2 is greater than or equal to 50, 59, no, okay, 50, sorry, this is, okay, 50. So when it gets to 50 and above, it should give me what? It should give me C. Give me C, comma. Then again, when it is this greater than or equal to what? 60. That is, when it starts from 60, it should give me what? B, comma. Then when it is now the same F2, when it is now greater than or equal to 70, then I want to see A. It's really raining here. It's really raining, and can anybody hear me? I can feel my router just getting low and high. Are you hearing me? Am I clear? This is really wonderful because my router is just flopping. I don't know what's wrong. It has to be the rain. So now what I have here, even though my 58 is supposed to be C from here, now I'm having D. So the condition here is what? Now that F2 now is not less than 45, right? Which is supposed to be F. Now it has nullified the F. Now I'm telling it that if my F2 is greater than or equal to 45, that it should give me D, right? That is where, so anything from here now, right? F2 has become greater than 45 from here. So let me drag it down again. You can see it only responded to where we have because those are the only places where the condition are met according to my statement here. So how do we correct this? I'm not going to continue until I see someone to correct me. Anyone? Um, what is this person's name? Okpeyemi. Is it Okpeyemi? Mm, I'm sorry if I have to mention your name. Okay. Bamidele, what do you think is wrong here? How do you think I should fix this? Okay. I don't know if my screen is still sharing. Can you still hear me? Now, let's just wrap it up as quick as possible. Let me even input the heading. Bridge. So, if logical text, total score is what? Greater than or equal to 70, then I want to see, hey, so what do you think is different now in this one that I just typed now? Now I'm telling it that if it is greater than 70, so Excel will first of all look through this first one. If it sees a number that is greater than 70 or equal to 70, it will input it as A, and then it will look through the other one again. So if F2, once the condition is true, once this one is true or not, I want it to also go further to this, equal to 60. I want it to give me B, right? Comma. If F2 is greater than or equal to 50, I want it to give me C, comma. F2 is greater than or equal to, okay, I think 45. 45, right? I want to see D. I want to see D, right? So I'm coming. Anything less than that, give me F. Sorry, okay. Anything less than, if F2 is less than 45, if F2 F2 is less than 45, give me what? F. What's the problem? Okay, what did I do wrong now? Greater than or equal to 70 A, greater than or equal to 60 B, greater than equal to 50 C, greater than or equal to 45 D, F2. Why is it not highlighting? It's supposed to highlight. This is supposed to work fine. I don't know. Oh, I see. I'm supposed to have a comma here. Yeah, that's what is wrong. Yes. Now we can have our proper grading. So this one that is less than 45 now, where's my cursor? Okay, this one is less than 45 F, less than 45 F, 45 and 45 itself D. Okay, we have only 79, something greater than 70 is A. So you can also achieve this. Let me move all these ones away. Okay. You can also achieve this with the ifs statement that I left earlier. But since this one is easier, you don't have to be looping through, nesting through if, and if. So let me just demonstrate that as well. If that f2 greater than or equal to 70, I want to see a, then I will say if again f2 greater than or equal to 60, then give me b. If, let me just stop it at c, f2 f2 greater than or equal to what, 50, then give me c. But anything else, just give me f. Which mistake I don't make again? Okay. uh f2 then want to f2 greater than or equal to 60 b, comma, f2 greater than or equal to 50 c. Ah, why is it highlighting this f here? It's supposed to work now. This normal f is supposed to work. It's just supposed to work. Okay, let me just give it what it wants. If f, oh yeah, everything should be f. I've not closed enough brackets. One, two, three, two, three. Yeah, I think that should be enough. So you need to be careful of all these little things, or else you are just going to get it wrong. Right. Because I stopped at 50. So anything less than 50 now, that is in this column f is what I use. So anything less than 50 will give me f, 45, 45, 30, 43, 45. So anything less than 50, this one is above 50. So that is how you can do it. And whenever, let me this one is not the correct grading, let me just wipe it off. So whenever anything now changes here, this grading will just change. Maybe you just remember that, this my student that got f, he is a very, or he or she is a very good student, so I wouldn't want him or her to fail. So let me just give it to only her or him. Instead of 2 in exam, let me just put 40. Let me add 40 to the person. Now from F automatically elevated to B. So these are the things that Excel can do to make your work faster. And then let me check again. What else can I uh, look for? Okay, logical function, auto sum and autofill. Okay, Yes. Now we want to try autofill. Autofill is a way that when you input something, when you input something, just like referencing, Excel will be able to help you complete the rest, right? So this surname and first name now, if I want to put full name in just one column, and I say full name, right? And then I just there's a formula for doing that. You can just say concatenate or concat. Yes. This there's something I want to show you. Text one. It says text one, comma. Now text two, this. And then if I close the brackets, you have Morgan Joseph. There's no space in between them. That's because I did not identify space. So how to fix this now? After my text one and the comma, then I'll put an empty space because space is also identified or recognized as a text. Okay? Space is also recognized as a character or a text. Now I have three characters here now. I have A, which is this, A2, then space, then this. If I enter comma now, you can see that it is now properly written. Now I can drag this one now and everything, the rest are going to follow the same format. Now there is something called autofill. You just have to write an example. Morgan Freeman, enter, then say Clinton. Do you see what is happening? Right? As I'm inputting the second one, you can see the rest suggesting for me. So I just click enter. This is called autofill, or some people can call it flash fill. Instead of writing the formula, just give Excel more than two examples. More than one example, it will automatically just fill the rest for you. Or even if it is abbreviation that I decided to do, I say M dot, this one now I say M, maybe I want to just put the initial, Joseph, enter, and then C, do you see that? All I need to do is just click on enter and everything will be filled automatically, right? This is the work of what? Autofill or flash fill. Even if you want to make it look like email address, m dot j at what? At gmail, okay, sorry, gmail.com, enter, and then say C dot see everything filled automatically. So we should stop it here for tonight and we can continue tomorrow night. Tomorrow night we are going to be looking at lookups. VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, and index match. We are going to be looking at the difference between them. So at this point, is there any question? Is there any question? Okay. In the absence of a question, it means everything is well understood. So thank you very much. I'm going to also upload this video for those that missed the class so that they can catch up anytime. So the difference between you people now and those that are not in class is that you can ask me question now if you don't understand something. But those watching, if they see anything that looks like magic and my explanation is not clear enough, they wouldn't be able to get that. So thank you very much, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow night. All right.